It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. Yes, it is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. We're starting a brand new week on a feel-good note, and we're joined by a bright spark this morning, okay? Scintilla, the name she goes by, yes, and she's just released her debut album. It's titled Fables. It's a beautifully blunt album, unafraid to touch on a whole spectrum of topics regarding love. You hear subjects of loss, navigating relationships with men, infidelity, and learning how to love being alone come through so beautifully in this project. It's stunning. It's deep. It really is deep. It gets you thinking. And she joins us on the couch this morning to unpack it all. But first, let's take a look at some of her work. Everybody, let us show Scintilla some love. A very warm Expresso welcome to Scintilla. Welcome, Scintilla.
Thank you so much.
It's so good to have you here.
It's so good to be here. Thank you for that great intro.
Man, you know what? Your music, there's something so soothing and so calming about your voice, right? But then add to that the really powerful type of songs that you write. I think it's really just so magical. But even more magical, I imagine, would be how you came up with your stage name, Scintilla. Tell us more.
Yeah, I was like 14 at the time. I found the word Scintilla, I think on Tumblr or something, and it really like resonated with me, the bright spark aspect of it. So yeah, I created like a blog from it, and then it started becoming like my persona on the internet. And then when I started making music, it felt like the right name to take on for that. It just made sense. So it means a tiny bright spark.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of a way to, I kind of thought of it as like me being a spark in like an ecosystem of other sparks as well. So it was like a way to acknowledge my own light, but also encourage other people to see it in themselves as well.
But you're very explosive too, because your music has been, referred to as being deeply sharp, very introspective, very honest as well. What is it that sort of sets you on fire? What lights up that fire for you, Scintilla?
I guess it's just storytelling, and an expression of myself as well. Especially with Fables, I think it was me just saying things that maybe I didn't say in the moment, that it actually happened, but I was able to express really freely when we were making the song as well.
Yeah. I know that you touch on a range of subjects there. I mean, you speak about love, you speak about men and interacting and engaging with them in relationships, you speak about infidelity. I'm tempted to say that this isn't a heartbreak album, but if it's not a heartbreak album, then what is it? What are you saying?
I think it's just a recollection. I think it's literally just looking past on a relationship and
reflections.
Yeah, it's just a reflection of it all. Yeah, I don't think it's. I think the way it ends as well. I think it's honest in the fact of it's sad to let someone go, but it's also nice as in it's kind of empowering. When you're alone, it's like you haven't lost anything. You still have yourself, and I feel like that's the vibe of the whole album. It isn't sad.
It's a nice take out to know that, being able to build and form a relationship with yourself at the end of what might seem like a tragedy, right? Scintilla, okay, so here is another area where you are incredibly inspiring and impressive too. You went into a studio only trying to record a single. So I imagine you wanted to just record the one song about, oh, we broke up, it's sad, and I'm so sad. Now you've come out with a whole album, my love.
Yeah, that was so impromptu. I met my producer. He co-produced the album with me, Midnight Hubris, at a random studio session. And then I checked out his music, and he has this really great song called Do You Remember? And I was like, please, can we make a song like this? That was also at a point where I wasn't making music with other people. All the music I was making was on my phone.
Solo.
I was producing on my phone as well. So everything was very sheltered.
Yes.
So meeting him was like super cool. Yeah, and then we came in just for one song.
Yeah.
And then he just gave me a bunch of beats. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
I'm ready to put some vocals on them.
I just came home and I just started writing like gang.
That. But I think that's the beauty of collaboration, right? Is that somehow it unlocks certain areas in you that and doors that you never even knew existed. This is really fantastic. Well, thank you so much for pouring your heart out in this project. I think it's a really stunning one. We certainly can't wait to have you step on the Expresso stage and perform it for everybody at home. Scintilla's going absolutely nowhere, and you can connect on Facebook. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, as she goes along. She's got stunning performances lined up.